Hey everyone, Cynics here, and I'm finally back for episode 17 of Design Lab. Yes, it's not dead. The best part about waiting this long between episodes is I get to reuse that dust animation from the last episode. So everyone lean in real close to your screen and blow as hard as you can. Yay, you did it! And now that the dust is off, maybe we can try to keep it off this time. So, time for a quick refresher. Design Lab is my viewer participation series where I give you guys a prompt and then you guys submit design ideas based on the prompt. We all get to decide our favorite and then I make a finished project based on the winning design. So for this episode, you may or may not know that one of my long-term goals is to make a little puppet show to teach little kids about art, saturation, contrast, all the basic art terms and fundamentals all broken down into ways that kids can understand them. Anyway, in order to achieve this goal someday, I'm gonna have to learn to make some puppets. And that's where you guys come in. So for this episode of Design Lab, I'm going to call it Puppet Time. And you guys get to design a basic puppet that I will do my best to construct. I don't have any strong aesthetic guidelines for you guys, but I do have some basic guidelines. I want this to be a basic sock puppet architecture, and that just means that it's going to be controlled, with one hand controlling the mouth, like most Muppets and things. So you got one hand controlling a mouth, and then maybe you can use the other hand for like an arm or some other bonus little thing. So think about functionality and keep it simple, but also be as creative as you want. Obviously, it doesn't have to look like a person. It could be any kind of weird creature, monster. I don't know what you'll think of. Anything it can be, as long as it has a little personality and can be made to talk with one hand. Once again, you'll be able to submit your ideas on the Psychra.net forums because it's a nice little simple art community that's pretty good, and there certainly aren't many art forums these days. I will post a link to that in the description below, and if for some reason you can't get that to work, I will also post a link to an email where you can send your file, although I strongly recommend just using the forums. My deadlines never seem to be super exact, but I will say that you should definitely aim to get this done by 2 weeks from now, or at the very worst 3 weeks. And you can feel free to be pretty exacting with your designs this time. You can think about things like materials, and remember that this will be made, so obviously you can do a pretty finished illustration. Doesn't have to be anything fancy or artistic, but whatever you think will help your design get the most votes. Alright, and I'll just clear a little extra space here just to mention that it would be extra useful if you presented your designs with some basic guidelines of how they should be built. Doing at least a front view and side view would be very beneficial, and hopefully you just have fun with it. So be colorful and make up weird creations, and hopefully they'll turn out pretty fun. Alright, I think that's about it, so good luck to everyone, and I'll wrap this video up because my computer's been acting a bit strange. But I do of course have to thank my wonderful patrons for making these videos possible, and check it out if you never have. My Patreon's pretty fun. I post videos and all kinds of art on there. Okay, see you everyone.